Bonjour and welcome to PetrolHeads London. So we're here in France, we've been on a little road trip and I have talked about this, and I wanted to do a little video just around kind of part of my series of living with the F-Type and kind of using it for our main car. If I'm honest, was a little bit worried about being away for just over a week, two of us in this, and fitting all our stuff in here. So, you know, as you know, or those who've sort of done a bit of research or the stuff you've seen, we did the big shop video which kind of showed, I think, some of the challenges. It's got a really odd shaped boot. So we've got this shelf up here and then this funny sort of well, which we have to have the tyre inflation kit, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't need that. But you know, it's kind of a bit of an odd shape, and the one thing I've learned, I've had quite a few sports cars, and you know, they all tend to have very sort of odd shapes or impractical shapes, and one of the things I've learned is you need to use kind of lots of soft bags and luggage. So one of the things I've also used on this are these sort of, like, I don't know, we call them like tote bags, and they're just quite a good shape, and it means you kind of package stuff up in, and especially in this car, look, it just slides up into these basically odd shapes. So anyway, as I said, we just wanted to kind of see how practical this was and kind of like the challenges that we're having with it, and I kind of just want to show you around that. As I said, part of the series of kind of living with an F-Type. So I'm going to pop this luggage in so you can see what that looks like, but well, I've created another challenge because we've just come out of a vineyard and bought some wine. So let me show you what the luggage looks like in there first, and then we've obviously got to get over our next challenge. So the bags are in there, and as I said, one of the things I always do with these is I always use like soft bags. So I used to sail a lot, so I've got big sailing bags, and we've got a suit bag in here as well because we've actually been to a wedding, which has been fantastic. And you know what, the space hasn't been that impractical. One of the things I have done, we sort of talked about this before, is actually pulled the seats forward, grab some of those sort of like tote bags or whatever they are, put some of the clothes you're no longer using in, drop them behind the seat and wind the seat back, because you know, there's a little bit of space there. They kind of fit in down the bottom where there's kind of a sort of a space in the triangle as the seat goes back against the back of the car, so it kind of works. Our next big challenge though is I bought some wine. Gonna need to get that in, so this is gonna be a bit of a challenge. So, but you know what, I think will be a hell of an accolade for this car, which has, everyone says the big problem with it is the size of the boot. So far I've proved you can do a big shop in it. I've got golf clubs in it, so I'm going to show you that at some point. Can I get a week's worth of luggage for two of us in there, and also 3 cases of wine? So let me put that in, see what that looks like. Success, we've got them all in. So only small cases of wine, bought like sort of little six boxes. I don't know if you can see them tucked in there, but I've managed to get all 3 of them across the back. Soft bags in, suit carrier, and even got a bit of space for my rucksack when we kind of finish up for the rest of the day. So excuse how dirty my car looks. It's taken a bit of a punishing in these dusty French roads, but you know what? This was something that really almost put me off buying this car, was the size of the boot, and actually just the kind of augmentation of it and the just really awkward shape. And I think for me, you know, having done this trip, one of the things I really realise is if you bring the right baggage and sort of like use flexible bags, it's actually okay. And you know, to have bought all this stuff, including enough stuff for suits and stuff for this wedding we've been to, and be able to bring some wine back, even though the exchange rate has crashed, is absolutely fantastic. So thumbs up for the boot, I think, actually. Still have a hankering after the coupe, and you know, I think it takes away some of the pressures of this. The cabin still feels like there's no space to keep anything in. Like if you take a jumper off, or you know, want to keep a jacket in there, you've got to try and tuck it behind the seat, and that makes it a little bit harder. So, but from this point of view, boot on a road trip through Europe, I think it's a thumbs up. Made it onto the tunnel. Just thought I'd let you know that actually we decided to stop off and buy 6 more bottles of wine. So actually we've now got 4 cases in theory into the car. So that's sorry, it's a bit dark, so we're on the tunnel, but actually pretty impressive. I think the one thing you need to remember is this isn't a GT car, and although, you know, however much you try and make it, one of the things we found is the cabin is quite cramped. So when we've been buying all this extra stuff, makes it a little bit difficult to have a lot of space. And I think that's really my only complaint around sort of packing on this particular trip, is that actually we've really struggled to kind of like have enough space in the car to do stuff. In France you have to carry high-vis jackets to wear in case you break down. They have to be in the cabin and access, so it's like you can't really tuck them away anywhere, so you can't get hold of them. But overall it's been really successful. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found this useful part of the series of living with the F-Type. So with that, Please remember to give me a thumbs up if you found this useful. Remember to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching PetrolHeads London.